record. Okay, guys. So in this web conference, we are talking about member website. So what you can have it, what you can show to your members, how to use it, how to set up. So first we can start with our administration. By clicking login, you have your administration. And to see what is going on your member website, you have online member application. This one is on Join Now page. It's public website more than member website. But this one, members who renew their toy online. It means a member use their website, log in, and then go in my library and renew the toy. And then here you can see the list of toys. In this case, it's just one. And now we have also adding here that you can see the last toys that the member has renewed in the last 7 days. After 7 days or after a toy is returned, this one will disappear. Then member sign up for a duty. So it means someone in the member website decide to sign up for a duty. The duty is not approved until you approve a duty. We will see how to do it. So now, to set up your member website, you have to go to setup and then here, members. Member settings. It means you have to choose the settings and what you want to show or what you want to allow or not to do on your members. When you click, you have a list. It's not that long, you can see it. And by simply reading what you have here, you can allow top menu. If you want the roster function in member website, we will see what is a roster function, but it's pretty much a calendar where member can click and join, apply for a duty or delete a duty. You can have the phone here public, it's your phone number, or this one is not active, I have to remove it. Overdue toy renewed. This is quite important. If a member has a toy but is overdue, if you say yes, the member will be allowed to renew the toy. Because they renew a toy that is overdue, doesn't depend how many days is overdue. Can be 1 day, can be 1 month. So in this case, no fee will be applied. Nothing, no fine, nothing. They just click renew. They renew for 2-3 weeks, depending on your membership, and that's it. And they will pay, if you have a renting, they will pay for rent. Otherwise, if you say no, the member must come back in your toy library, return the toy. When you return the toy, you can apply for the overdue fee. Or you can decide, if the member still wants the toy, you can decide to renew the toy without any fee, but it's your choice in the toy library. If you allow them, yes, they can do pretty much what they want.
Daniela?
Yeah?
With that one,
Yeah.
I've clicked it as no, which means they have to get in contact with me.
More than contact, when it's overdue, it's simply not allowed to click renew.
Yeah, well, for I prefer to have them contact me and say, hey, we've got sick kids, we can't come in, and then I will manually renew it myself. And it just,
So do you want like a message, like overdue and I don't know, something like contact us?
No, because it's not in the system and we've never used it before. Everyone's always contacted me anyway.
Oh, okay.
Up until now, I'm just slowly adding more little features that I'm using.
Yeah, so it's definitely your choice to decide what to do it. So I prefer to say yes, so to allow member to renew the toy, because the previous toy library was working. We never really use any fee for overdue toy when you want to renew it. But it's up to you. So it depends of the rules of the libraries or what really the people want to do it. But when it's overdue, if you click no, the member in their website will see an overdue text, and they are not allowed to click renew. That's it. So another one, menu transaction. This is another top menu page that you can activate. So it means transaction, money. So the member can see all debits and all transactions, so all payment give to you, and also the balance. Hey, this is a very tricky one, because I found a lot of toy library with a very mess transaction page with a lot of mistakes and everything. So, and this is really depend of the toy library, but it's really nice that member can see everything. So it's like transparency. So it's like, yeah, so it's trusting. So member can see what they are paid for, when they pay for. If there are some mistake, they think there are some mistake, they can definitely come and say, I don't think it's right. There is some mistake. So we are humans, so we can make mistakes. So obviously you. So, and also there are a lot of volunteers working in the toy library, sometimes more than 10 people in the same month. So can be confused, it's fine. But in this case, you can allow member to check what they did. So it's up to you. If you click yes, you will see the page. If you click no, you don't see the page. Then if you have the page active, so the transaction page active, you can also insert like an intro, so a description about the page. The page will show only the list of payment and debits and nothing else. But here you can, I don't know, add like an introduction. So in this page, you can see blah, 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 blah. If there is something wrong, contact us or whatever. So it's your choice to add any content. Then automatic email. Okay, this one, it's more for join now, actually. So the automatic welcome email allow the member to receive a welcome email directly when they join online. So this is more for join now page more than really the member page, but you can enable this one. When they join online, they normally receive an email like you have to wait the approval, and then they can receive the welcome email. Or if you say no, after the approval, you have to click send the welcome email. So this one gives you the ability to have more automatic emails. But this one is definitely for the join now. I have to move in the other section. So something else. Okay, roster. When you have the roster page active, so the calendar, a member can go there, click, and decide to do a roster in a day. In your system, you will see this member asked to have a duty on this day, you have to approve it. These settings allow you to not approve a member, but will be auto-approved. So here is no, because will be not auto-approved, so a member have to decide to approve, because in some case, a member asked to do the duty online, but you have a person in front of you, another one, that asked to do the same duty in the same day. So in this case, you can decide, oh, I have two volunteers. Oh, fine, I can accept both. Or, oh no, I don't want both. I can not approve and send an email to the member. Look, I'm sorry, but we have already someone else. So it's up to you. Or if you say yes, every time someone wanted to do a duty, it's already approved. Then member private. This one will hide the member name and the roster page. So the roster page is in the member website, can have a name and ID. If you want, and also all contact like emails and phone number. In some cases, some toy library decide to pre-fill all the roster with all members. And if the member is not available on that day, the member has to call another member and swap. So obviously they can do only if they have the contact. So in this case, they allow to have the contact in all calendar with name, information, and everything. If you are not doing that and you want a little bit more privacy, you can hide the member name on the roster page. And then you can see yes. So hide member, yes. In this case, you have only the ID. Just to see, okay, this duty it's already filled in, I have to choose another day. In some cases, there are roster are not really a member, are coordinators, more people working in the toy library. So you can allow or not to have the coordinators in the roster page. No one really used this function, but it's possible. So you have to create in the roster preference the coordinators, and then it will show up in the member website. But not really, I never see anyone really use it, but it's there. Then this is the online renew. Allow member to check their detail by email. Also, this one, no one really used it. So you can use the template, the email template, to check the detail they have online. No one uses this one anymore because we have another settings that allow members to edit their own data. So this one is still there, but not really everyone uses it. So this one, member loan period. It will be replaced soon, but for now, you can choose if the member can have a different loan period for renewing a toy in the member website. So for example, if the membership is normally for 14 days loan return, loan period, you can decide that when they renew online, you can have 7 or 21. We probably replace this one in a month, but it's still active. So if you want, you can change. Still, no one really used this one, but still there. Self-checkout, we have only one toy library using a self-checkout. What is it? So a member can come in your toy library, loan a toy without you. So they can click loan, pick up the toy, and go. It's very, very, very complicated one, I think. But there is one toy library is doing for 1 day a week, and they are trusting the members, obviously, and it's going. They didn't tell me anything wrong yet, but obviously is a trust. I don't think I will suggest you to use it, but it's definitely up to you. Member time renew, you have these settings that is different from the administration. You can decide how many times a toy can be renewed by member directly. Normally, this number it's very low. So sometimes you have the administrator can renew the toy several times, 10, 20, 100, whatever, but the member can renew only 1, 2 times. Obviously, this is a number. You can choose whatever you like. But this number is different from the administration one. So a librarian can decide, the member, you have to block in some times. This is important. Mem edit. Allow the member to edit their detail online. So when you have a new member, you fill in all information like emails, like contact, like the second contact, and like the address. Obviously, if you give them the ability to edit, they can also delete everything. So it means the only field that is mandatory is the name and surname. Everything else is not mandatory. It means if there are bad member and they just stolen your toy, they don't want to return the toy, they can delete all the detail and that's it. And you don't have any contact. Obviously, if you download sometimes your list of members with all contact or download the Excel file, you have the contact. But depend on what you are doing and when.
Daniela,
Yeah.
how many of the MiBase toy libraries are fully online? See, we still have a paper membership form filled out.
I think quite a lot. For my understanding, after it's already 1 year that a lot of toy library using everything electronic and nothing paper.
Ah,
They download a lot of pages. So it means download the Excel file or the PDF pretty much every session. So payment today or borrow toy today, returning today. So everything it's downloaded. But paper, no, they started to replace with the Join Now page.
Yeah, we've got, I mean, we've used the Join Now page several times. We've had 4, the last 5 that have joined have done it online.
Great.
But with our paper page or our paper enrollment form, I've got more boxes to get them.
If you have more boxes, send me the information you have. If I think it can be very useful for other toy library, we can add in the Join Now form.
Oh, okay.
So the Join Now form, it's been created because a lot of toy library has a lot of information, other less information. And obviously it's connected to the member detail page. So all information we have in the member detail page is also in the Join Now page. But if you have other boxes or other check or whatever, we can, if you give me the example, I can just see or ask the other members, do you want this one? Do you need it? Do you like it? If some toy library tell, look, this box is quite nice, we can add it. So it's not problem. We can definitely do it. My understanding, particularly in Auckland, for the Join Now page, what they are doing, because they don't use paper anymore, they have a tablet. When someone wanted to join in the library directly, they give them the tablet and they fill in the form in the tablet. So in this case, you also remove all mistakes. Because my problem in the toy library was I had the paper form, they fill in the paper form, but sometimes I don't really understand the letter or the numbers because the calligraphy was different on my idea. So I don't know, confuse A with the E or whatever. So in this case, because they are using the tablet, you have everything already electronic and mistakes are really, really small. So it's up to you. Obviously, the toy library need to have 2 devices, or you can just turn the device, the computer, and okay, just fill in all the form, please. And just remove papers.
Yeah. because I got them, like they filled the form in online.
Yeah.
And then I just asked them if they could fill in my one, because we had a few extra things that I wanted a yes or no or maybe ticked on there. So, and it also gets signed. Yeah.
It's annoying. Remember the sign when you have your rules, so the term and condition, they can read the term and condition and then check yes. So it's exactly the same to sign a paper.
Okay.
So it's legally the same things. So you don't really need any more the paper.
Yeah.
Thinking.
Yeah. As I said, there was one that signed up recently that I had prior knowledge about, and I was a little bit dubious, so I haven't actually sent them out their login yet. So I want them to actually physically come in and see me, so I can sort of check them out a little bit better before I allow them to.
But in fact, what they will do it's probably ask them to fill in the ID. So like a passport or driver license and everything. It's pretty much how you can check who they are.
Yeah, well, this, as I said, this one, being a small town at Dannevirke, I know a lot of people because I've lived here pretty much all my life. So yeah, to me, that was the easiest way to do it, was to allow her to join, but not send out the login and send her a text saying, hey, welcome to the toy library, would love to see you in. And
so when they come in, you can see them, then you allow them to the member website.
Yeah, and they have to pay.
It's not a bad, definitely. After they pay, they will have the ability to learn and do the member website.
Yes.
It's definitely good. So I don't think your method it's wrong, really. It's fine. No, doesn't matter.
I've got a question with the form. Does anyone request a second or so you have, if there's a family, so you maybe have the mum and the dad and the kids, does anyone request another contact that doesn't live in the household? Do you do that?
Where possible, we do, yes.
And I think that's where Sandy was coming from, because of knowing a little bit of background about this last person, because Sandy and I had this discussion, and it was a way to sort of invite them in,
find out a bit more.
Yeah, find out a little bit more information, because she didn't have a second contact written down there, so boys went missing. And you've got to think about that.
All I had was her name and her partner's name with the same email with the same phone number.
Okay.
Which to me was like,
seems like little alarm bells. So I suggested that we hold back the login and invite her in and then get the information.
I will definitely suggest you to send the login only when they already pay it.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah. No, we discussed it.
They can't really do anything on the member website, but it's just a procedure.
Yeah.
So it's definitely better to have them sing in than see in face.
Yeah.
And then give them the login and password to do other.
I mean to say, us toy libraries will go for lots of funding. We've got some really cool toys out there, eh? And so we're really just trying to protect those as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are also
Daniela,
other toy library doing in different way. So after they join online, they didn't really fill in any other form, but they have to bring and show them a proof of address. So like a bill, like a phone bill or whatever. So I have a lot of toy library doing that. Rather than have the ID in the like passport or everything in the form, they send them in the email, okay, welcome to the toy library. When you come the first time, please bring your paper with a proof of address. Yeah. Then they stored the proof of address and they add the ID, the member ID in the proof of address, and they keep that as a proof where they are living and who they are. I will suggest you to do the same, because I think they are really cutting some problems.
Yeah, most people, I know the families, or I know who they are.
You are in the small town, and I have a lot of toy library in very small town too. It's fine, but I'm talking about
it's
all
the big ones. You would have to have a lot more structures in place.
Also,
to protect
also
yourself.
in New Zealand, there are a lot of people moving around. Me is an example, but there are a lot of people moving around, so they are changing address and place all the time. I will definitely suggest you to have a proof of address, so you can definitely check who they are and where they live. Okay.
Okay. And so they just take a copy of that address and file it themselves.
No, they ask them to print
bring a copy.
One of them and leave in the toy library. So the toy library has to do nothing. Just take the paper, add the member ID, and then store it. And because the member ID is in the system and all the form it's already pre-filled, they don't really print anything. So they just store the proof of address.
Yeah, because we still do the same as you, Sandy, in that. Oh, so we still have the paper join form when they come into the library, and that's the only extra. I think it's the only extra thing that we don't actually have on the online form is that contact that doesn't live at home, live with them as a backup.
Do you have anything on yours about photos? Because we've actually added onto ours about getting photos taken. So, are you happy? Permission. So, are you happy to have your child photographed? Some people say no.
Yes.
Absolute no. Some people, some people say yes, it's absolutely fine, and others are maybe it depends what it is. So, I always ask, no matter what, I always check before I do anything like that, and before I post anything online, I always make sure that the family is absolutely happy to have anything with a child in it.
Librarian, if we were doing like an event or open day, we print like can we post the photo of you and your kids in our Facebook on marketing purpose, but just during the event, not in the join now page.
No, this is on our membership form. So we decided it was easier, and we also added an extra clause after losing a particular quite a special toy. We all added an extra thing saying that we will come after you in the nicest possible way to try and get back our toys.
This is normal inside the rules.
Yeah.
So
that's on our form, and I go over that with people so they know very clearly what's expected and what I will do. Yeah.
But this one is normally in the term and condition. So you have to create a very long term and condition with all this legal stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So now about the contract, you can allow members to edit their contract. I told you, so can be a tricky one, but also very nice. So people can edit their own detail. It's up to you, but not all toy library really allow members to edit their details. So then member reservation, if you have a reservation system active, this one allow member to reserve a toy. Now it's quite popular because from COVID and everything, so a lot of toy libraries start doing reservation, and this one simply allow member to do the reservation, the booking directly in the system. This one is the other one of the roster. So the one hide the member on the roster page, the name. This one show the phone number and the phone number and the ID in the member duty page. So this one allow everyone in the member website to see their contact details. So when they have to swap the roster, obviously you have to give them a contact, or otherwise it will be quite impossible. Okay, I think we did all of them. Yes, so those are all settings that you can change in your member website. We have just one other things to do it. In the setup, under public website, there is edit website. The edit website has the content for some pages in your public and member website. So if you scroll down, there we go, members homepage. So this is the content in your member website homepage. This is like a welcome, an introduction on what they can do it in their member website. Obviously, because it's your content, it's better if you write what they can do it and what they can't. So if, for some example, you didn't allow them to renew an overdue toy, you can write here a description like, you are able to renew your toy online X time, but you are not able to renew a toy that is overdue. So please be in contact with us if your if your toy is overdue. You can also add some short code like the emails. One is the BOR ID. If you want to, for example, add your payment, so the bank account, okay, if you like to make a long credit, or if you want to pay for your membership before come wherever, you can add the account number and use your ID. BOR ID is the member ID, has a reference, and your balance is, and this is the balance. This is just a two example of short code that you can use it. But in our documentation, there is all the list. Obviously, don't use all of them, but if you want to ask, if you want to add your email or Facebook page, we have a short code for that. So just check what we have before start writing. So this is the member homepage, and that's it. Now we can see what and how you can see the member website. So this is the member website login. Here, a member will have login and password. They can click login. Or if they forgot the password, or the password they remember it's not the right one, they can click forgot password, insert the email, and they receive the email for the member user and password. So when the email is an email that exists in your system, they will receive the user and the password. Okay, go to login again. I have my user and password for Capital America. Login. Okay. First, this one, so this one is your title, is automatic. This one is the introduction that I tell you we can insert. This one is BOR ID and is the shortcode. You can see it's pre-filled because the ID of Captain America is 227. And this is the balance of Captain America. The right column here is exactly the same of the one you have in the public website. So everything is automatic. So if you added some information, the opening hours, if you added in the right column your map, you have your contact, and you add also the Facebook page in the settings, you have the right column here, and it's exactly the same on the public website. Alerts. In your member detail, you can add admin note and alerts. admin note, it's only for you and it's private, so only administration can see it. The alert, you can see it, it's public. So everything you are writing in the member alert, please remember it's public. Normally this alert is for a member forgot to bring documents that you need, or a member forgot to bring a toy, it's very, very overdue. So it's some message that you want send to a member. So it's similar to send an email, pretty much. Obviously, the alert have to be updated all the time. So if the member send you an email, or if the member bring back the documents or the toy overdue, you have to go there and remember to delete. Then we have all information about the member. So the information about the member is when the membership start, when ending, what type of membership, when they joined the first time, ID, all contact, second contact, and if the membership required duty, they have how many duty required and how many duty they already did. So in my case, because mine is testing, I have -12. It means this member has to did already more duty that was do it. So,
the yellow page I have on mine just says members homepage. Like, I don't know if I'm looking at the same thing you're looking at.
Which page are you looking?
The screen?
Yeah.
It just says members homepage, payment information, instructions for members. Is that the same thing you're looking at?
I don't know. Do you have my library?
Yeah, I'm the same, Daniela. I can't see what page.
Like, I don't.
The page for your screen is
for
us
the
to
same.
see.
I'm just still on members homepage.
Okay. So do you have a member website? So the member user and password, a member, not the administrator.
No, like, I just mean the page that I can see
So
right
what
now.
your screen is
I
showing
don't think
you for us to see. What we're seeing is just members homepage. So I think you were talking about something else, but I don't know if you've changed your screen to.
Yes, I changed the screen. Probably the software didn't pick up.
Yeah, so we're still, so we're not,
okay,
so now we see the.
That's better, yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, so are we on development toy library?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
So, introduction, alert.
Okay.
All details. So I was talking about the duties.
Yep.
So these duties required, it means in your membership, you add that this kind of membership, duty 2, has 8 hours per year of membership, okay? This member, it's a very good one, already did more duty that was due. So it means he did 20 hours because he did the 8 plus other 12. So this one is a very good one. If you see here, not minus, but some hours, it means the member need to do some other duties. Okay?
So how do we change that? Is that back with
that because this one it's automatically counted from your membership, and when a member come to do the duty and you record the duty, and this is another webinar, you will see the number over here. If you don't really have a recorded the duty and everything, this one will be completely wrong.
Okay, because we had somebody sign up for the duty, then they were sick, and so the spaces were full, but then another person came in to help, and then I didn't know how to record that extra person on her.
And this is another question because it's an administration duty roster.
Yeah.
I think we have something in the documentation, but I can send you some instruction if you want.
Okay. It's just an extra person signed up. The spaces were all full. But
Yeah,
I just wrote down.
You have to add manually another duty in the specific day.
Okay. Okay.
So this button, edit, will show up only if in your settings you decide that the member is allowed to edit their content. So if you click edit, you simply have the form and you can change everything. And remember, you can also delete everything. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, now my library. So pretty much everything is here. So in my library, you have the list of toy on loan with the ID, when they loan it, when it's due, the image, if the toy has an image. And in this case, I have maximum time of renewing that was 20. And because this membership has a 14 days, 20 per 14 days, it's 280 days. So they can definitely renew the toy several times. So this one can be renewed. You have just to click renew and they will be renewed. So the time, the date here would be different. So if we are renewing, ta-da, 5 of August. Okay, and after we change something, we are then jumping in the admin website, so I can show you what is going on in the admin website. So this is your list of member on loan. If you scroll down, you have files. I will show you later. You can add a file that every member, not a specific one, every member will see it. Some toy library use that part to download the newsletter. So what is going on the website, on the toy library. So one per month, they create a PDF with all information about event or closing or opening, whatever, and then upload here in the member website. Or you can have like this one, the new member intro. So it's pretty much the rules. So all rules that you have in the toy library and everything. So you can add every type of information here. Remember, if you add more information, this list will increase. So if you want to keep the list like a couple of files, 3 maximum, I will not suggest you to use more. You have to delete the file in your system before upload for more. This is the roster duty. This is all the roster that he already applied for. Here you can see the name, and here you can see delete. Why? Because the roster, when it's very soon, so less than 2 weeks, you are not allowed to delete your roster. So you have to call the toy library and manage in another way. If it's more than 14 days, you are allowed to delete your duty. And someone else can apply for the same days. But 2 weeks, it's definitely a good time to understand and do some changes. Then reserved toys. This is the list of all reservation the member has. This is for tomorrow, this is for next week, this is for 2 weeks. So in all cases, they can delete the reservation. Okay, so they can see what they are reserved and when. Who have the click and collection? Pretty much all of you has a click and collection. So you have the booking list for all days. I also have to change the list because everything it's old must be gone. But anyway, this is the list of booking. Missing pieces. here there is all the list of missing pieces that the member miss. It's not about generic list of missing pieces or whatever. So if the member miss a piece, there is a list over here. They cannot really do anything. I also ask a lot of time Toy Library if they want, like, I found it or whatever, but no one really tell me anything. So I think you can just see the list. If they found a piece, they can just bring back on the Toy Library, and you can do manually, yes, refound or remove the missing pieces.
Daniela?
Yep.
Sorry. With your bookings,
yep.
I'm finding I'm only able to manually add a drop-off. Is that correct?
Remember, the booking, it's connected to a reservation. So it means if you don't have only a drop-off, if you want to have the booking system working properly, you have a reservation, then the booking system will fill in all information in the various drop-down. If you don't have any reservation, you cannot book anything.
I've just been using it like a contact tracing register.
Ah, okay.
So all I've been adding is when someone's come in, I've just been adding the time and a note.
Ah, so you are using it in completely different way.
Yeah.
The reason why
it works. It works. Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works really.
But the one thing I've found difficult is the borrowed IDs.
Yeah.
They don't pop up in any alphabetical order. I'm not sure how they.
ID. It's by ID. It's not alphabetical. So the order, it's by ID. Everything in a lot of system, it's always ordered by ID.
Oh, I'll have to have another look because they seem to be all over the place. I was struggling to.
Everything that's normally not alphabetical, but it's ID.
Numerical?
But I can probably change. It means I can add another settings to allow you to have a different order. So you can order by alphabetical, by A to Z, rather than ID.
Oh, I'll have another look because I couldn't figure out how to find them. So I was sort of searching through to locate different people and
yeah, I can have a look and probably add another settings with you to choose the order in the drop down. So in this case, if you add like order alphabetical, you can have the drop down alphabetical ordering. Yeah, I can have a look.
So is that to sort it, like filter them down, filter it either by date, surname?
No. It's quite difficult because unfortunately MiBase is still using an old language. We are moving in the new one and we are changing a bit, but it's cost us a lot of times.
Yeah. No, that's okay. If I know that it's the ID, I can certainly keep that in mind when I'm trying to
everything
look on
is
the
normally
side.
ordered by ID. Everything.
Okay, I'll have another look.
And in administration, the member page, it's ordered by alphabetical, but everything else is always ID.
ID. Okay, I'll check that more thoroughly next time I do one and see how I go. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the My Library. It's pretty much everything about your member. Then you have toys. Toys, it's pretty much the same of your toy website page. So in the public website, you have the list of toys, not very specific order. I think this one, it's ordered by ID. In fact, we have BB and BB here. And pretty much the same thing. So you have all the settings you are already using in your public website. It will apply over here. And the only thing is different when you click view toy. everything here is exactly the same, but you have a reserve toy that obviously in the public website, you don't have it. So if you click reserve toy, the member can reserve the toy. So remember, this calendar will soon be replaced with the completely new reservation system. So what I'm talking about here can be different next month. So, but if you want to reserve a toy, you can just look at the spot, click, it will allow already a couple of weeks, then add the reservation. And that's it. Yeah, already done. So you can have a list of reservation, and then this is the transaction pay we were talking about in the administration. You have my transactions, you have your intro. If you add some intro, it will show up here, and you have the list of all transactions. Same tables you have in your payment system, so they can order, they can filter, they can do pretty much everything you can do it. And they have a pagination here. They can see more row. Exactly the same of what you can do in yours. And they have the balance here. So they know they have to pay $12.50 to you. So then we have the magic roster page. So now in the roster page, you have, and now we have also Antia. Hello. So in the roster page, you have all roster that you create in your administration. And also delete here, it's because he already applied for a roster. Then I can click, you can see two buttons here, because in some case I already, I just created in my system in administration 2 volunteers in the same days. So I'm clicking here, add my roster, and now you can see delete my duty. Scrolling, I have August, and click again. Okay, now here there is a roster. The click and collection, it's a different meaning. Some of you, probably all of you, has the click and collection, but this is another story. And then what is the frequency asked question? This is exactly the same of your public website. So if you add all the frequently asked question in your public website, it will show up here. This one is very useful for member websites, so they know what they can and what they cannot do it, and also what is supposed to do it, like cleaning toys. It's an example. So this is how is your member website and how it's working. Now, we did a couple of things. We renewed the toy in my library, and we reserved a toy, and we apply for a roster. Now that we are going again in our, where is it? We are going again in our administration. Can you see the administration now? Okay, if we are going in homepage, you can see that now dynamically we have members sign up for a duty. We have Captain America, the date he signed up, and go to duty page because you have to approve it. Then scroll down, we have here another toy that Captain America renew online. This one was the old one that renewed probably a few days ago, and this one it's renewed now. If we are using another member login, you will see another row over here with another name and ID and other toys. So you will not see different row per toy, but you will see different toy per member, or otherwise it will be too long. and very difficult to use. So because someone asked for a duty and we set up that the auto roster approved it's off, now you have to go in your duty page, filter for August, done. If you scroll down, you will see approve. That means you have to approve the person, click, and now the roster has been approved. Just to remember you that every time someone comes for a roster, if you want the number in the home page correct, you have to click complete, or otherwise the system will not record the member did the duty. Okay? So if you are clicking complete every time a member finish the duty, the system will record and the member website page will be updated and the number will be updated. So this is everything about, no, I forgot one thing. For uploading the file for the member website, in setup, you have upload file. It's the same upload that we are using in the public website or the admin website everywhere. What change is the access. If you click member, the file you are uploading will show up in the member website. That's it. So, and obviously here you have to choose a file. So generic file. So if you add members, you can upload a PDF, you can upload an image, you can upload a Word document, everything you need. In fact, here, new member intro letter was the one that I uploaded to show you. It's a Word document, it's files, and it's member. And you can see here, it's the only one that is for members. In fact, in the member website, I have only one file. Okay, any question? Really? No one has any question?
No, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay. If you do the roster, can
Yep.
you, it says you can add a new new roster. Can you have more than one roster?
You can have plenty of different roster, different days, different hours. And you can also have for each time as many volunteers you want.
Okay.
So in the member here, in the roster pref,
yep,
I have a roster in that time on Saturday. It's 1 hour, 2 volunteers. In
yep.
fact, in the member website, when I scroll down the calendar, you saw 2 different buttons that you can apply. So it means you have 2 people.
Okay.
2 volunteers. Then I add another roster for Tuesday, 2 hours, but it's 1 volunteer. And
okay.
this one is still another. So you can add as many you want.
Okay.
There are toy library that has a long day. So it means that they have 3-4 hours per session. So they decided to have volunteer coming in different hours.
Yeah.
So the first 1 hour, 1 volunteer, another hour, another volunteer, another hour, another volunteer. Or I have people 1 volunteer or 3 volunteer per session. So they can come and they can leave before or whatever, but you still have 3 volunteers, 4 volunteers. It's totally up to you. You can decide whatever you want.
Okay. So just the roster group means the name of the roster.
Yes. So the roster group has different type of roster. The roster coordinator, it's more like coordination of toy library. It's more a roster for committee members.
Yeah.
Then you have a cleaning student and extra. I think just cleaning some toy library use. So it means that they have a volunteer coming in your toy library and do the major cleaning all together.
Okay.
So normally this one has allow, I don't know, 5-10 members. You have obviously post on Facebook that you are doing the very big cleaning and that you need help,
Okay.
we probably won't add another, but extra, it's used in some toy library when they want to do a stock take and they ask people to come and help.
Okay.
But pretty much everyone are just using roster.
Okay.
But you can choose whatever you like.
Okay.
There is documentation for that too.
Yes.
I just haven't got round to doing the documentation for the, what is it? The other roster bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can we
What is it? The duty roster. Sorry, duty roster. So if you go to documentation, there is some documentation. There is an article on roster preference, just
Okay.
not on duty roster yet.
Because we do
Get onto that one.
like a fundraiser in November, and we need all our members to sign up for 2 hours.
Okay.
And so that, I don't know how they've done it in the past, because I wasn't there last year, but it's helpful to have a roster that they can just add themselves.
Yeah, you can definitely add a lot of hours and a lot of volunteer to help you, and then ask them to go in the member website and choose a date and time.
Okay.
So in this case, they can definitely decide what is better, date and time, whatever.
Okay.
Okay, any other question? Suggestion? Do you want something else in your member website? Ooh.
I'll have a play around and see if I can add those bits now that you've explained where to put them in.
Okay.
So I'll have a little go with those.
Yeah. And give me
but
the feedback
I
if you
do
need something else.
I do find that most people, when they see first contact and second contact, they put themselves and then they either put their husband or partner.
Yeah, a lot of people are just adding the partner. It's not.
Rather than someone outside their household.
But when I was a librarian, we don't really need any, we didn't really ask to any contact outside the house. For us, it was just another contact. Doesn't matter where it was. So we didn't really care about. And I think a lot of other toy library, they just don't care really.
Yeah. We used, like when I joined the toy library years ago, we had to have a second person. Like we had to have an address of another address, but now we don't do that anymore.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one toy library asked me to add another address in the second contact. It's quite major changes because it's not only add an address in the form, it's all administration that will change because we will have 2 addresses, we will have more information in each member. It's definitely complicated because no other else tell me anything about. I just leave and ask them to use the note. So in the admin note, you can add everything you want, plus you can add another address.
Yeah. I think that it's just similar to like the public library. When you join, they ask you for like a reference, like another name.
For example, I joined my public library, they don't really ask me to any other second contact.
Yeah.
But I had to prove my address with the bill or something.
Yeah, that's good.
So the second
Ashburton, sorry guys, Ashburton still asks for an alternate contact, like outside of that home address as well. So a friend or a relative that doesn't live at your home address, because there have been times we've actually need to have help track down people. I can see Sandy with the thumbs up. And so we're still doing it purely because there have been occasionally in the past that we've had to track down people for their toys. So that's why we ask for like the person that signs up, plus if they've got a partner at home, their details, plus someone separate as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very long list. It's totally up to you, but adding another address in the system, it's quite complicated. Not very complicated, but different there are a lot of functions that I have to change it. So, but I can add another admin note for adding some other content, and then we can show up, we can show in the public join online page and ask them to add the second address. So it will be not really an address, it will be just a text area to add everything.
We just, that's where we use our paper form, because if someone's joined online, they have already put like their name and probably their partner's name. So when they fill out the form for me, usually, because on there it asks for someone not at your address, and that's normally where I get a mother or a mother-in-law or a friend or someone else.
If you are doing in your administration, you can definitely doing by adding the admin note and add the second address. Online, there is nothing really, but I can probably add another note, and it will show up like a second address to enter. So everyone can use a different, for different meaning. So you can create your label, like insert your second address, or if you want to add something else there, you can definitely change. But it will be just a text area, so they can write everything they want, really. But you can still have something. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as I know where to find it, then it will, I'm able to use it. At the moment, because we started off not using very much of the system and we're slowly using more, I'm just finding my way around. So there's just little things that I'm slowly adding and working on. So yeah.
Okay. Any other question, or we can close? No? Okay. Okay, ladies, see you on the next web conference training.
Thanks,
Daniela.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.